Let's make no mistake, ladies and gentlemen, Kerala SOS, the continuing devastation of God's own country, is the biggest story facing the country at this time. I'm Shiv Arur, and here on Kerala SOS on IndiaToday.in, we're going to get you the latest images, the latest information online as part of this parallel broadcast on India Today's website. So keep checking back. We're going to continue to bring you the very latest, the most accurate information and first-hand reports from the ground. Kerala, as you well know, is facing its worst ever floods. An entire generation hasn't seen something like this before. The death toll has now reached 73. It was 67 yesterday, it's 73 now and climbing. Almost all districts, barring just a couple of them, have been affected by the floods, most very, very badly. The rail networks, as you know, have been disrupted in southern Kerala. The centre has assured all help in the state in airlifting relief material. And many of the pictures you're going to see in this webcast and this update are pictures of the rescue and relief operations mounted by a massive mobilization of the Indian Navy, the Indian Air Force and the Indian Army. The Supreme Court has accepted a plea demanding coordination between Tamil Nadu and Kerala. Indian Air Force choppers, like you can see in these pictures, have been pressed in for swift evacuations. We can confirm to you that there are non-stop sorties being flown by brave Indian Air Force and Indian Navy pilots to pick up the stranded persons. Stay tuned because we're going to show you some truly amazing pictures. Some of these images are going to be distressing. Some of these images are going to be absolutely uplifting. We've got beautiful images of bravery and courage in the devastation that is Kerala. The worst affected district, Ernakulam, Thrissur. More helicopters are being sent to conduct relief operations. A total of 85,000 people have been shifted into relief camps. The Army, Navy, Coast Guard, Air Force, NDRF teams working around the clock. Meanwhile, the Coast Guard teams and the Army are scaling up their rescue operations in the area. Actually suspended all training at the Southern Naval Command because all of its resources, huge military resources, are being focused now on rescue and relief operations.
നാട്ടിലുള്ള എല്ലാ ബോട്ടുകളും ഇക്കാര്യത്തിൽ ഉപയോഗിക്കുക എന്ന് തന്നെയാണ് കാണുന്നത്. മത്സ്യത്തൊഴിലാളികളും ബോട്ട് ഉടമകളും നല്ലതുപോലെ സഹകരിച്ചാൽ ഓരോ പ്രദേശത്തും നമുക്ക് എത്തിച്ചേർന്ന് വേണ്ട രക്ഷാപ്രവർത്തനം നടത്താൻ കഴിയും. ഇന്ന് കാലത്ത് പ്രധാനമന്ത്രിയെയും പ്രതിരോധ മന്ത്രിയെയും ആഭ്യന്തരമന്ത്രിയെയും വിളിച്ച് സംസാരിച്ചിരുന്നു. അവരെല്ലാവരും എല്ലാ സഹായങ്ങളും വാഗ്ദത്തം ചെയ്തിട്ടുണ്ട്.
Further, we are sending 12 teams today. Those teams will be in place by this evening, and if need be, some more teams will be sent over there. Yes, so many agencies are over there and they have been given a clear area of responsibility. NDRF is working in 7 districts and we are there with the state government, and if need be, more teams will be sent over there.
പിന്നെ ഓപ്പോസിറ്റ് ഒരു വൃദ്ധസദനമുണ്ട്, അവിടെ 2 പേരുണ്ട്. അത്രയും പേര് അവിടെ ഇപ്പം നിലവിൽ കാണാൻ പറ്റുന്നുള്ളൂ. ഇന്നലെ വേറെ ഉണ്ടായിരുന്നു, അവരുടെ റെസ്പോൺസ് ഒന്നും കാണുന്നില്ല എന്നാൽ ഇപ്പോൾ അച്ഛനായിട്ട് ഫോൺ ചെയ്തപ്പോൾ പറഞ്ഞ് ചാർജ് ഇല്ലാത്തതുകൊണ്ട് സ്വിച്ച് ഓഫ് ആക്കിയിട്ട് പിന്നീട് ഓൺ ചെയ്ത് കോൾ ചെയ്തിട്ട് ഓഫ് ചെയ്യാം ആള്. അപ്പോൾ ഇപ്പം കുഴപ്പമില്ലാന്നാണ് പറയുന്നത്. എത്രയും പെട്ടെന്ന്, കാരണം വെള്ളം അകത്തോട്ട് വന്നുകൊണ്ടിരിക്കുന്നുണ്ട്, എത്രയും പെട്ടെന്ന് എത്തിയാൽ അത്രയും എന്താണെന്ന് പറഞ്ഞത്. പിന്നെ നേവിയുടെ ആൾക്കാർ പോയിട്ടുണ്ട്, പക്ഷേ അവർ പോയിട്ട് ഇതുവരെയായിട്ടും തിരിച്ച് വന്നിട്ടില്ല. ഫസ്റ്റ് ഫ്ലോർ മുങ്ങി, സെക്കൻഡ് ഫ്ലോറിൽ ഇപ്പോൾ നിറഞ്ഞുകൊണ്ടിരിക്കുക. ആരൊക്കെ ഇപ്പോൾ ഉണ്ടെന്ന് പറഞ്ഞപ്പോൾ
ഇനി ഫാമിലീസ് ഇഷ്ടം പോലെ ഉണ്ട്, കുറച്ച് പേരും കൂടി ഉണ്ട് പെട്ടിട്ടുള്ളത്. അപ്പോൾ ഇനി അവർ പോകണുള്ളൂ. അവിടെ ഇഷ്ടംപോലെ കുടുംബക്കാരുണ്ട്. അവിടെ അറ്റത്തായതുകൊണ്ട് ആരും ശ്രദ്ധിച്ചിട്ടില്ല, അവിടെ കുറേ പേരാണ്. അപ്പോൾ ഇനിയുണ്ട് ആൾക്കാർ. അപ്പോൾ ഇവിടെ പോയിക്കൊണ്ട് പറ്റിയവരൊക്കെ കുറച്ച് പേര് ഇവിടെ ജംഗ്ഷനിൽ ഒരു സ്ഥലത്ത് എത്തിച്ചിട്ടുണ്ട്. പക്ഷേ ഭയങ്കര ഒഴുക്കായതുകൊണ്ട് ഇങ്ങോട്ട് എത്തിക്കാൻ പറ്റില്ല.
And India Today's reporters Gopi Krishnan Unithan and Shalini Lobo have been travelling across the worst affected parts of Kerala to bring you these first-hand reports. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, as you watch these pictures, these amazing pictures of rescue and relief operations by the Indian Navy, India Today's reporters are feeding the Kerala SOS webcast with their ground reports that you will see nowhere else but here on IndiaToday.in. Take a look at these ground reports we've just got.
We are right now actually getting closer to the Rani town in the Pathanamthitta district of Kerala. As you can see here, the roads are completely filled with water. This is actually the Manimala Rani road, as I have been told by the people around here. And as you can see here, even as I stand, there is almost water towards my knee. And if I just walk further across, the water level only keeps increasing. And now this is not actually a water logging, but I must say that actually the canal that was flowing by its side has completely overflooded due to the incessant water that has been coming to the Pamba river. And as you see here, this whole area is flooded. This is the water level that is maintained all over this area. And maybe we can just try and speak to some of these people on what is the actual situation, because these are actually people who have been here for the last couple of days.
ഇങ്ങനെ തന്നെയാണ് വെള്ളം. നല്ല വെള്ളമാണ്. ഇപ്പോൾ ശകലം കുറഞ്ഞതാണ്. നല്ല റാന്നി ഇറ്റിയപ്പാറയൊക്കെ വെള്ളത്തിനടിയിലാണ് ഇപ്പോഴും.
അവിടെ ഈ വീടുകൾ കുടുങ്ങി കിടക്കുന്നവരെ എന്തെങ്കിലും ചെയ്യുന്നുള്ളതായിട്ട് അറിയുന്നുണ്ടോ?
ഇന്നലെ ഫയർഫോഴ്സും നേവിയും ഒക്കെ വന്നിട്ടുണ്ടായിരുന്നു. അങ്ങനെ കുറേ രക്ഷാപ്രവർത്തനം നടത്തി. ഇനിയിപ്പോഴും കുടുങ്ങി കിടക്കുന്നുണ്ടെന്നാണ് പറയുന്നത്.
അപ്പോൾ ശരിക്കും റാന്നി ടൗണൊക്കെ ഇപ്പോൾ
വെള്ളത്തിനകത്താണ്.
So as this gentleman was telling, the situation will further worsen as we go further towards the Rani town, because this is the road that is taking us to the Rani town. And as you can see here, there is almost this 500 to 600 meter stretch of water of the road that has been flooded. And beyond that, though we can see road from here, beyond that there is actually a slope. From there it's all flooded till the Rani town, which is almost some 2 or 3 kilometers from here. And this is the situation here. And we have been getting frantic calls by the people who are stranded in many parts of Pathanamthitta district. They have been seeking help from the district administration and the armed forces. And the army and the navy are actually doing everything they can to bring maximum people to safer locations. With camera person Arun, Gopikrishnan in Rani for India Today.
This is the situation in God's own country right now. We are in Ernakulam's district's company buddy, and you can see the amount of water that's over here. This from the Periyar, overflowing from the Periyar. People have broken the median here so that water can flow. Now the houses to my right over there, the houses, the water has locked up till the first floor of the building. People stranded there. The Coast Guard team reached here, NDRF as well, to save people. Now this you can see, this is the state of houses here in Norway. Completely submerged in water. The ground floor completely gone. Water moving on to the first floor, as you can see. And over here, the road is also broken completely. Now these are scenes, locals coming together, trying to seek a solution, because Kerala is in a very bad state right now, and it takes time for rescue officials, Kerala police, fire rescue teams to reach on the spot. So young men, young boys, the youth have come out, and they're trying to help stranded people in God's own country when it's battling the worst floods it's seen since 1924. The video journalist Divyan Rajkumar, Shalini Lobo in Alua, India Today.
And I want to bring in our two reporters who've been across the worst parts of Kerala. And on this webcast, they're with us live from the locations they've been reporting from. Shalini Lobo is in Aluva. Gopikrishnan Unithan also is with us. Shalini, I want to quickly come to you first. You know, you've been to places, Shalini, today where you've seen families who have been in very, very critical situations with young children awaiting rescue. What is the situation right now? What is, the rescue effort is in full swing, but what is the situation right now? And there are people tuning in from all over. So give us the current situation, Shalini.
Shiv, indeed, rescue operations in full swing, but that is not enough. You know, when you stand there, when you watch how the rescue operations are going, the locals are still begging for more boats because they need more boats almost. Now, this area has been completely cleaned off, but you can look at the level of water. This is where I am right now. I've come on the railway tracks. The railway has been cut off, so it's safe to stand here. But this is the situation of water. Houses completely submerged, Shiv, in front of us. That's a 2-story building over there. The ground floor completely submerged in water, and this is the case across Alwa. We are around 1 kilometer from the Periyar river. The Periyar has overflown onto its banks and come up onto the road. Now the entire road as well completely submerged here in Alwa. In the morning, water came in around 3 a.m. is when water started, collecting on the roads. At 5 o'clock, water was at people's gates. By 8 o'clock, water was inside people's homes. 10 o'clock onwards, people have been asking for rescue operations to begin, for teams to get here, but unfortunately that wasn't possible. The first Coast Guard boat came in only around 12 at noon, and after that it took around 2 o'clock is when the Navy stepped in as well. By then there were children stranded, people stranded, old people, a lot of senior citizens stranded who had to be rescued. Now there are rescue operations in place, but it took locals to get boats from here and there, make rafts, sit on those rafts and go in. A few people even swam to get men and women out to safety. They tied a rope and they were pulling themselves onto that rope, and they went in and got themselves out. Now the Met Department has predicted another 24 hours of heavy showers in Alua, and as you can see now, as long as these showers continue beating down on the district, it doesn't look like Ernakulam is going to get any better, Shiv.
It's not going to get any better. The forecast says at least 24 more hours of heavy rain. Gopi, you're in a place where, where the situation is no better. We've seen those pictures around you. The government of Kerala has been on a war footing, doing everything it possibly can to its credit, to get out there and rescue people from nature's fury. But the numbers are just so distressing at this point of time, Gopi. 73 is now the death toll in this unfolding tragedy in Kerala. We understand from news that's just come in that the Kochi airport is definitely going to be shut till at least the 26th of this month. What is the latest information that you can share?
Well, Shiv, as Shalini was explaining, things doesn't seem really well either down in Tiruvalla as well, because I am actually in a part of Kottayam district, which is further down south from where Shalini is. And I must actually tell you, both me and Shalini are actually inside what has actually become a small island, because on the other side, further north, we have the Periyar River, which is completely flooded, cutting off areas of Alua, Angamali, Chalakudi from the rest of the state towards north. And down south, we have the Pamba River, which has been flooded in similar manner, and which has actually isolated this whole area. Because I'm just asking my camera person to come much closer to me so that you can actually get a perspective of what is actually happening here. This is actually the main central road, or the MC road as it's called. This road is completely flooded. People are finding it extremely difficult to get from either end of this particular road. And as you can see, only heavy vehicles like the trucks or the lorries are managing to come across this road, and the water levels must at least be 4 to 5 feet in most of the areas. And more importantly, this is not even a bridge, Shiv, I must tell you, because I was actually planning that we could at least drive towards the bridge, the Pamba bridge, so that we could actually get more pictures and images of the overflowing Pamba. But we are still some 3 kilometers away from the actual river banks, and this is the situation here. There are 2 more areas where the actually river has overflown, and the MC road is now almost cut off. Only people who are actually managing to get on top of these buses or trucks are able to get through, because the light vehicles, the cars, even the SUVs are not able to cross this situation, because here this actually looks more or less safer. But as we go further down, the depth is increasing is what we have been told, and that is precisely the reason we have been told to stay here. And now that is actually one crisis that the people will be facing. There is a transportation facility crisis, because there is hardly anything that can be done with this situation. Rivers overflowing beyond imagination, because Shiv, when I am telling you that I am actually standing 3 kilometers away from the actual river bank, you can actually think of the kind of amount of water that has come down over these rivers, and there have been houses damaged all across the river banks. Many people have been displaced. Now we are getting to know that some unconfirmed reports actually claim that more than 1 lakh people are in relief shelters across the state, Shiv.
Absolutely. It's an unfolding tragedy, and like Gopi said, an entire generation hasn't seen something like this. We're going to let our reporters go for the moment, but we will be back in a short while. Continue to track our live updates here on indiatoday.in. We've opened up a second screen to get you the very latest. So the latest images of the devastation, of the rescue, the latest figures, the latest numbers, all the data will be put out here first. The latest we can bring you is that 26th of August. Until then, the Kochi airport is not going to be opened. So that's an important piece of information we're sharing with you right now. Gopi and Shalini, for the moment, thanks. We'll be back connecting with you very soon. Thanks for watching. We're signing off for the moment. Back in a few minutes with another video update. Stay tuned to indiatoday.in.